Hey everybody, it's Tafony here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm rambling with the Suzuki Omnichord. This is the OM84. It doesn't play Clint Eastwood, but it does sound like this. Okay, like I always say, I'll do an episode on absolutely anything, and that includes sometimes things that aren't musical instruments, but this certainly is. It is the Omnichord. Let's bring it in here. Yes. I'm actually so excited. I'm probably one of the least knowledgeable Omnichord users, yet these things keep getting lent, sold, asking me to repair them. So here we are. There's a rather common capacitor that seems to blow on these things that I've replaced on a few of them, including this one. Bring that in here. It's a synthesizer from the 80s. It is very much intended to be a simple instrument for families to play back in the day. I understand it was very affordable at the time. You basically have an array here, and I'll point out that I think it's a little weird the way that they put all the flats at the beginning instead of alternating. So it doesn't go C, D, E, F, G. It goes C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, D flat, and there's probably some sort of musical reason for it being that way that I'm not aware of. It's probably more to keep you in chord progression territory because you're instantly ready for Nashville when you scan across those in order anyway. It doesn't just sequence up in a line. Below that we have minor versions of all the same chords, C flat being the same one. I see that you can create your own chords. I believe they have the layout sort of, everything's turned yellow on this unit. Obviously, it's pushing 40 years old if it's not already, but you kind of have like all your white keys of the piano and then black keys in these two, alternating and 3, I believe. But sevenths, always a easy way to spice things up. So classic chord progression being C, but now I'm missing a minor in there, aren't I? So let's go C, G, A minor, F, C. If you listen to folk punk for any time, you'll be very familiar with this chord progression because it's in every frickin' song. Omnichord is just pure fun. If you're here, you're probably what am I listening to right now? That's not the strings, is it? That is the chords. So the chords will just ring out endlessly unless I don't know how to stop them. How do we stop them? Oh God, make it stop while I can turn them down the mixer. If you're here, you're probably very aware that the price of Omnichords during the pandemic kind of blew through the roof. My understanding, and I'm not super up on this specifically, but they became really popular through TikToks, I believe. And I know that sounds like old man yells at a cloud thing. In my mind, it's perfectly valid if you want to make TikToks on the Omnichord and either cover popular songs or make your own stuff. That's totally fine. But I do think that is, if I'm not mistaken, the reason why the pricing basically exploded, because these things seem to appear like constantly, right? I think they were very popular at release, if I'm not mistaken. So there's lots of them around, but they seem to command a lot of money, or at least people are asking for them. Are they still getting that? I have no idea, but that is what happened. So let's talk about the actual different parts before I just ramble on about the chords that it produces. So there's these sort of dual pot things, the stacked knobs. I'll turn down the voice of our sonic strings, which we'll get to in a second, but there is the keyboard and the chords. So the outer ring is the keyboard. Turn up the voice. That is the sound that I associate with the Omnichord. This sort of organ E sound, and I believe you can actually combine chords too. So if I want to do E minor, major at the same time, I get a diminished thing, and then adding the 7th will augment it. I don't know how true the polyphony is on here. Like, I don't think there's actually like sine waves being generated. It's all sample based, I believe, or digital in some way. Yeah, not totally sure. It's not a synthesizer. It's a cool instrument. It would be interesting to see this with a MIDI output. I know there's a bunch of different versions, but I wonder if you could control other synths with this. This chord section that I focus way too much time on, not the most interesting part about it. If we go over to the sonic strings, I'll mute this for now. That is. So there's 2 voices in the sonic strings and a single sustain stage. I'm talking about it like it's a synthesizer, but it is not. So if I am in the key of C major, yes. The strumming, yes. Sustain up. Let's just do voice 2 to start. No, voice 1 would be the logical place to start. In comes voice 1, F. They have a little bit of a different timbre. I don't know if this tremolo effect is something you can control the rate or anything of. I doubt it. I don't see any mention of it, so that's okay. Here's voice 2. Put these little trimmers back into place. I mean, and this thing will mute him, so you can... And I don't know if that's intentional or mine's just busted. If you do, you let me know, because it kills my notes, and I'm unsure if that's intentional. Roll your own arpeggios by strumming the 2 of them. Or bring your own tremolo in, right? Yeah, it's like a Leslie speaker, right? Except I'm just some weirdo in his living room talking to himself. Okay, let's bring up the sustain. So now I'll go into, I don't know, 7ths are always good. Here's F. Notice that there's no bending in between notes. Everything in here is quantized, if you will, to the scale, and that's perfect. But it sounds so toyish, and I really love that. It's just charming, right? I don't use toyish in a, I don't know, negative light. It's just really freaking charming. If you ran this through a pile of reverb, which I probably won't be able to do in this current setup on my couch, but just like listen to that. If I could point you to any Omnichord thing, Parquet Courts, I really like them. They do some live stuff where Andrew is playing an Omnichord on stage, and I really like it. There's something about the timbre that's just like so charming, and I think it was at an album release on Pitchfork. I'll link that in the description if I remember, of course. So there is voice 2. Let's blend in voice 1. I do feel like more is more as long as we're not clipping. Does sound a little country, doesn't it? Okay, let's bring in a little bit of everything. Speaking of country, B7. Sounds like an RPG or something. E minor, and I mean that in a way that I love. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sing now. I'm just kidding. I won't subject you to that. Yeah. Okay, there's also this rhythm section. I don't think you should use this, to be totally honest, but you can. There's also auto bass sync. Here we go. Tempo. No tap tempo. We're going. Ooh, the claves. There we got punk, disco, Latin, waltz, rock, tango. Ooh. Yeah, your 808, it's jealous. We got punk songs on the Omnichord. I mean, parquet chords did it. Bring this up a little bit. Oh, we got a little bass. Here we go. Still trying to figure out what's going on with this keyboard. Maybe it's just broken. Oh, it's so cheesy. I love it. I like the sustain should be crank, I'd say. All right, let's go. Minor, D flat. Let's Paint TV fans here. I felt that way on my last album. I feel even more like it here. Drop the bass. Except it's the thinnest sound ever. Oh, I love it. Alright, I don't even know what else there is to say about Omnichord. Let's just play it. I'm Tafony, thank you so much for watching, putting up with me. Take care, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Goodbye!